Solucionet is going to be talking to us about Latin American market entry. How do you sell across multiple channels across Latin America? So again, I'm Josh Halpern. This is the Grow Big initiative, and I'm checking over to Solucionet to kick it off right now. Thank you so much for joining.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Josh, so much for inviting us today. My name is Ilanit, Kejsefman, and I'll be giving you a brief overview on Latin markets and the main points you need to consider in order to enter. To start, we need to do our market research. We need to understand, according to the country we wish to enter, what are the different marketplaces, competitors, selling options we have. And we need to understand that according to our products, according to our industry, to see what are different players on that specific country. Of course, to buy online, there's different solutions, and we need to look for the best for us. In some opportunities, it's good for also to be on different marketplaces, maybe some of the top 3, top 5 marketplaces on that specific country. Or if we decide to have our own site, also be part in another marketplace as well. This will also help us with our strategy. We need to understand, if we decide to build our own site, what's our short-term strategy and what's our long-term strategy. This will be relevant for us to decide which platform is better according to what we want, to what we need in that specific country. And of course, different solutions will provide, like logistics on billing opportunities, and we need to consider those in order to define what's the best thing to implement to us. And we need to see some numbers here on Latin markets. Last year on the ecommerce 2021, Mexico, Argentina, and Brazil were 3 of the top 6 countries with the highest growth, over 26%, while the world average was over 16%. So, of course, with the pandemic, everything accelerated and the market is in a growth point. But we have every year different buyers getting online. And for example, in Argentina, we have more than 20 million buyers online. And of course, this is the moment to enter these markets and be there. It's also really relevant to understand that as fast we do it, the better, right? But to see how we do it and how we build that strategy, we need to understand what are the different options we have, but how those buyers actually prefer, what are the categories they choose to buy, for example, fashion or electronics, and which are those that are actually on a growing moment, and we also can consider to be part as well. But of course, we need to understand the reasons for them to buy online. For example, the benefits of home delivery or time saving. And of course, to build that strategy, we need to understand the incentives they have to buy online. And those could be like free shipping or discounts on the regular price. And we need to consider those while we do our strategy, because we need to offer that for them when we decide to land. And how we do that strategy, we need to have a plan. We need to understand the pattern, what things worked before on different marketplaces or different countries, understand as well what's the possibilities we have in the specific country we want to land, and understand the perspective, the position of our brand, if we have one, and of course deploy as well. These 5 things will be really relevant for us to determine how we're going to do it, how we're going to land on a Latin market. And for that, we also need to understand the wholesale process. We need to understand that the pre-sale is as important, as relevant as the post-sale. We need to understand how we are going to make that potential buyer find us. When they do, what are they going to look for? How's our products going to look like? What information are we going to provide to them? And after that, when effectively we sell that product, how we're going to send that to them, how it's going to be our service or experience, like the whole experience for that customer, how it's going to be. We need to consider that for the strategy, because we need to build our process, our teams, our whole strategy according to that. for this, we have different pillars. We have the offer, the traffic, service, scalability. We need to have those in mind before we define that, like for defining that strategy. And of course, we have on media, in media, purchase media. We need to have this in mind as well for that strategy. But what does this mean? For example, on cataloging, this is absolutely relevant. This is the first time the buyer is going to look for our products. We need to give them the good impression. It's not only the way we need to understand that, like the titles, the descriptions, the information available, the pictures we show them of our products. Of course, we have to do it the best we can. But according to the different market and the different country you want to land, you need to know the specifics of that country on how they pronounce, like they know a product, like what are the slang words or the colloquial words. Like you need to know how to create that title according to the way our buyers search for that product. And that's really important because we need to understand the specifics of those potential buyers. And of course, these are really relevant, like titles, the opportunities we give them, the different colors and variations of our products. But of course, we need to make it as complete as possible. We need to give them the whole information. And of course, while we start selling, and then we have, of course, questions of our clients, we will start understanding what they need to know, what they are looking for. And that's also some relevant information we will then add to our listings, probably, to have future clients look for that information directly on the listing. And of course, the categories, like we have to make sure that it's not only going to be the best listing we can do, but it's going to be actually on the categories where our potential buyers are going to look for us. And then, of course, the quality of the pictures are absolutely relevant. As many as we can give, and the details we can give, it's going to be better for the whole experience that we talked before. When actually the client, the customer gets that product, and it's not different for what he imagined when he checked our listing and the information we provide. So that's actually really, really relevant as well. And of course, the description, what information we give on the whole, the characteristics, on the possibilities, the selling options we give them, the information, it's going to be absolutely relevant. It doesn't matter which marketplace. This is really relevant for us to consider and have a good strategy on how we're going to show them who we are, how we're going to build our products and our brand. And for this, it's really relevant. We have Mercado Libre as one of the best marketplaces here in Latam, the number one actually. And this is a metric we need to consider, but not only for them, because it's relevant for any marketplace, because it's going to provide the whole experience and it's going to make us know that we actually care about each step of the process of the sale. And we will have to take care of claims or cancellations or handling time. These three measures are absolutely relevant for online buyers, and this will affect our future sales if we do not do it correctly and if we do not change things on time. So we need to consider this while we build our strategy. For this as well, it's really relevant. Like I mentioned before, it will affect selling conversions. But not only in Mercado Libre, like I said, customers' review will come one way or another. It can be through Google reviews or through the marketplace or complaining in social media. We will have that customer feedback. So we need to make sure that we try to make the best experience for each of them on every product we sell. And how do we do this? Of course, we need to have our teams trained. We need a team, and we need to understand that the e-commerce solution is as important as our offline solutions. And we need to train them to be and give a solution accordingly to those buyers, to those preferences for those buyers and how they want to receive the information and the service. And of course, we need to measure time. We need to measure our answers. We need to understand the process. We need to understand what they need. And we need to keep working on that all the time. We need to keep improving what we do and how we do it by measuring as well. But then we have, of course, the questions on our products. And we also need to understand at what stage each of those buyers is. It's not the same if it's just a minor detail they need to understand, and then they will probably buy our product, that if they do not understand anything on what we are selling and they need more information or they are just looking. We need to adapt. We need to provide a really good answer. The quality of our answer is as relevant as how fast we can give that answer. Of course, time saving, like I said before, it's one of the key points we consider online. But then if you do not answer what I was asking, or it's not a question that actually has a proper answer, I may not buy, even if you did it in the fastest way you could. So we have to keep this in mind and make our teams also understand this. And for this, we also get to understand different type of questions we receive. It could be technical questions. It could be operational questions. It's not the same. It's not the same way we have to answer and the information we need to provide in each case. So for that, our team has to be trained as well to answer those type of questions. And like we said, time is key, but it's also relevant to understand what's the platform, how's the way that customer is going to reach us. We need to build in our strategy the different options for them and how they are going to get to talk to us somehow. And we need to understand that it's not the same on real time that like a question on the listing. And for that, even though time is key, we need to have our teams trained, but also provide them with every tool we could. Like, for example, the most frequently asked questions, we can pre-prepare those questions and have them at hand for them to answer right away. Or at the same time, we can actually give that information and improve our listings when we actually determine what's the information most relevant for that type of buyers. And then the specifications, like we said, for technical questions, it's different. We need to have the product specification at hand. Maybe we cannot add everything to the listing, but we need to have a team trained to answer whatever they need to know. And then, of course, this is absolutely relevant and different from online to offline. We can have our products selling like 24/7. And for that, we need to have our teams on our service at the most extended time possible. We need to be available to answer or take care of our sales at most times. So it can be maybe during the weekends, or we can extend our time at nights. But as much as we can do that, the better, because we could have a better conversion of our sales. And of course, like we said before, we need to understand the way we have to spell. We need to communicate. It doesn't matter which platform. We need to understand how to talk to that buyer and give them the best option, the best experience to them, and empathy we could. After the sale, like we said before, pre-sale and post-sale are as relevant. We have the opportunity to keep helping our buyer. Before it was a potential buyer, but now it's a customer. And now we get the chance to keep helping them with whatever they may need to have this whole experience as the best that we can provide. But then, of course, like we said, it's really important for us to invest. Why? How do we advertise and why we need to do it? Because we will try to get to that target customer we want, the target market we are looking for. And for that, it doesn't matter which marketplace you are or if you have your own site, you need to make a strategy for them to find you, for them to choose you. And for that, you need to keep understanding how they perform online, how do they look, how do they search, what do they need, what does for them work, and we need to keep track of that and keep learning and keep following the KPIs and the information to make that investment the best possible. And for that, we have, for example, in Mercado Libre, like we said before, the best or one of the best marketplaces in Latam. We have solutions for brand formats and performance. It's not the same, and for our strategy will not be the same if we provide, if we need to position our brand that the product. Of course, both will help, but we need to decide what we do first. And then for this, we have different solutions also on Mercado Libre on the platform. It's called Mercado Ads. We have trade marketing, for example, and here's how it can look like on the banners and everything. And we need to understand the impact and the visibility of each of these solutions. We have also the audience display native that would also will reach different type of possible buyers. And then we have the audience deals that will try to focus more on specific products, on specific buyers. And then we have, of course, the performance that will help us, these product ads. This will be specific for our already products selling online on our account on Mercado Libre. And we will try to use this strategy to position that product specific, but then at the same time, the account. This will help us, and we will have to keep, again, track of the performance of that investment to keep improving, to keep making it better and actually having more benefits from doing so. Here are some numbers on the solution and how it's performing, how it's been the last years. And here how it works. We can also get to use product ads to show our product when a potential buyer is looking for our competitors. We want to show and compare our products to theirs, and then make it, of course, according to our whole listing and the quality of the pictures and the sellings we have and the solutions, the selling solutions we provide and the benefits that will also help us to position the product and the specific product on our account on the marketplace. And it's really relevant. It will definitely help us sell more and position the account, like I said before, and also help us improve the sale of different products, not only that one, because we will keep doing so. And I said, KPIs absolutely relevant in e-commerce. Here are just some of those that you have to listen and have in mind that you will need to check. ROAS, click per impressions. You have, of course, conversions, like I said before, how many transactions you're doing, like the wholesale. You need to learn from these KPIs, from these metrics, to understand what's the best strategy and how to keep improving that strategy to sell, of course, more online. But okay, for LATAM entry, what do we need to consider? Of course, it will vary according to the country you wish to enter, like I said before. But of course, you have to do the constitution of the company and define a few things. You have to do the legal certification. You will definitely need to register the company in different organizations to be able to actually sell in that country. Then you will need a bank account. And of course, after you have all that, you need to start then doing the implementation of your own site or go into the marketplace and create your account. And this is really relevant for that strategy as well. Like I mentioned before, this implies a lot of time as well. So we need to understand when we decide exactly when we're going to be able to actually sell online in that country. And that will definitely be a key to understand when do we have to start and what do we want and what do we need to actually do it as fast as possible, right? And just to tell you a little bit of us and how we can help you with this LATAM markets entry. We are Solucionet. We help different companies to accelerate that growth online. We can help you from start to end on the different strategies, on the different implementations, on the business case you need to have to actually get to sell online. These are some of our main services right now. We have the whole marketplace, pillar marketing, on the e-shops, and of course the marketplace as a service. Like I mentioned before, in Latin markets, Mercado Libre, Amazon are the two most important marketplaces here, and we can help you with the whole process for you to create your account, to actually get the products and understand how to do that pre-sale and post-sale as complete as possible. In case you prefer to have your own site, we can definitely help you define which is the best platform, what's according to your solutions and your systems, and the information and the logistics billing that you need to provide, that you want to provide, what's the best strategy and how to do it, develop it, and actually implement, and then, of course, keep it alive. We can also help you with marketplace as a service, which is for you to have your own marketplace according to where you are. Like I said, marketing will be key. We need to invest. We need to have a good strategy here. It has to be the same view of your brand and everything in every point of your selling points on social media, on the marketplace, on your own site. You need to get to that target market. So we will definitely help you do it with that as well. And of course, keep track of everything, keep doing the analytics, try to follow the KPIs, understand, analyze, do the market research, and try to keep understanding how to improve that strategy from one point to the other. Here are some of our results, and then some of our clients for you to know, and of course, some partners that we work with. And that was it from my side. Of course, please feel free to reach us through any point, and of course through our Grow Big partners. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thanks again, Solucionet. It is always a pleasure. You have so much important and in-depth knowledge that we all can benefit from. And again, if you want to follow more information, you can go to growbig.org/programs. You can go into our platform for free, create an account, and then you can access all of these roadmaps and this information right there. It is in English right now, but we will be translating it as we go. And again, get in touch with me if you'd like, right there. Any of this information, follow me. I'm also the Van Ambassador. I travel in a mobile video studio, interviewing brands on how they're staying local and going global. So you can check us out on Van Ambassador or on youtube.com/growbigorg or youtube.com/Van Ambassador. Either way, also on LinkedIn. And we will see you out there on the road.